What are these? What are these? What are you looking at? What are these? What am I showing you? What are these? What are these squares? What are the what is it? All right, check it. I'll fill you in on what they are. Okay. So, actually, it's kind of a great little I guess story or so, or like a what's it called, protocol turn of events as such. So these are actually the large panels from various festivals. I mean, there was the Apple Orchard, Beacon Skiff. I mean, some were started there. There's, I mean, they were brought to multiple Sterling's festivals. Excuse me. And they were 8 by 12, basically made out of individual Luan sheets of Luan, right? Which are like about 4 by 8, right? So, and then came this point where I realized, I'm like, yo, if I cut, like, because I was storing them, then I'm like going through the kind of a car life, homelessness kind of thing. And I'm like, yo, why like have to like suffer thinking, where am I going to store this shit, right? Like, I mean, you know, I mean, I had friends that would stash them and store them. So it wasn't that big of an issue. But then I'm thinking, you know, like, because when you do like really consider where and what is space and where you, like, what is space and what do we really like have control over, what do we own? It makes you just think differently, whether you're actually suffering and like, I have nowhere to put things. Like, I mean, that's, I mean, ultimately, there is a means to an end. So you do want to make sure that things are not getting moldy, things are not getting maybe stolen. Like, you want to have some security about your things, right? So, but that's not what this is about. This is about just like the idea of, holy shit. If you, for example, collect murals, let's say you host events and you collect murals, you could just stash them and then, you know, display them later, you know? So, and if it's your event, you built the walls, it's yours to keep. You know, just material based. Whoever adds to it, that's just voluntary work they're doing. But then I realized, like, so not all pieces are going to get finished. Some will just be abstract. You won't even know who did it. Just you have like these like panels that were started and not finished, right? You could chop them into pieces and then juxtapose those differently, or just now you have smaller pieces that are easier to manipulate and manage. The cool thing is, if you're using 4 by 8 foot Luan and you cut it in half, now you have a symmetrical square. Okay. You have 2 squares. You could spin them around in whatever direction you want, and then now you have these like easier to juxtapose. Like, you can make tiles out of them, and then reconfigure the painting, and then finish that one. Like, then start it as a new mosaic. Just an idea. But guess what? Once you make those squares, you could then chop them in again and make 4 or more out of those that are 1 by 1 foot. It's pretty true. And what you'll end up with is a stack, and I mean like a stickety stack. Like check this out. Look at this stack. Look at that stack. Look, that's a stickety stack right there. Like, what is a stickety stack? That right there is a stickety stack for show. Okay. So, and it, like, you know, and and that was inspired by somebody that I met here actually. Lives like right around here. There's basically the idea of, like, you know, I think it's you know, what is it, like, our environment sort of, our environment creates, or our environment inspires us to do what we do, right? So like displaying a 4 by 8 foot canvas in New York City, you probably want to get like a gallery space to do that in, or like a restaurant or some kind of facility. I mean, or I mean, shit, if you put it on like some kind of a tapestry and tape it up on a tree, sure, you know, to each their own. I mean, how that would sell, I don't know exactly. But the point is, something small, like these little like 1 by 1 foot pieces, very manageable, very manageable. You know, you can take it in your hand, you can put it on a little cart it around, take a few with you every day, and that's what I'll do. My goal is basically how to like finish that would be the, something that I wasn't doing in the past was like adding words to stuff, and because of the limit of language, which language to choose, and that would kind of confuse me for a while. Like, feel like I'm leaving out some language or whatever else. But the point is for it to be legible, to be understandable, right? And like, I mean, we're in America, so might as well use the English language. You know, so and that's the thing. Thinking of one-liners or like something that is maybe catchy, or just like, look, because I write a bunch. I have a bunch of one-liners. I have a bunch of ideas. So why not add a few words to these, you know, and finish them? Like, basically, or just make them digestible and acceptable. That somebody, because that's what I realized. So, because I met this artist, very inspiring. Because it's like, you know, smaller, more manageable pieces with clear messages. Well, it's so simple. Why didn't I think of that? You know, so, and that's where inspiration is. It takes, it just takes like that certain spark, and also it's the timing, because, you know, having to move pieces from here to there, thinking, where am I going to store stuff, and then just realizing, like, what is it ultimately? You know, like, what are the pieces? You know, like, because like there was one mural that was somebody else built from one of the old Sterlings. And this dude's wife built it was like they brought it, but then they let me keep the panels afterwards, you know, and I was like, okay. So, and then after, you know, like some people have added to them, I sealed it with something called PSX 600, a very expensive clear coat that is used for painting roller coasters in the wintertime. Very bad to breathe it in. Do not breathe that shit in. So anyhow, you go to Benjamin Moore Purcell's and you ask him, it's behind the counter. They give you like a thing to sign because it's like super hazardous. Good shit though. Wear a mask for sure. It's good for whiteboards. If you have to cover a wall to make it marker proof, so you could write markers on it. That's the shit to use. Don't use the shit that they sell like over the counter. You got to go behind the counter for that shit. PSX 600, like PlayStation. Kind of sounds like PlayStation. Very easy to remember. Let's see. I clear coated it. It was shiny, and I remember. No, I brought it to one of the Sterling. Somebody offered me $300 for it, and I was like, it's a big piece, and I was like, probably $1,000's more fair, but it wasn't even mine to sell. So I gave it back to the husband of the lady who summoned the piece. And I was like, yo, I just gave it to him. I was like, I figure it's hers. It's the material. She started it. I got to hang on to it, but it's not mine to sell because it's not my material. So I don't know if it's sold or not, but I was like, I paid for tickets. I was hoping that, maybe he'd reimburse me the $300 I spent on tickets, because I could have sold it. Been like, oh, cool, $300, Because nobody would have been like, it's missing. They would have just been like, well, people didn't even know if it was that canvas or the panels. I thought they were gone. I thought that my supposed father used them as building material. I thought he put them face first into the walls of his little dacha house. But no, they. I was like, what? It was like a dead person coming back to life type feeling. So that's when I brought all those panels to that event, and I was like, what? It was wild. It was a trippy thing. So art is trippy as fuck like that, and it gives us the parameters to do things and to get to know people on ways that we otherwise will not be able to. So on that note, be free. Paint large if you got the space for it. If the weather lets you do it. Paint for yourself, not for selling things. The idea of selling things will happen later. In fact, if you want to sell some shit, go to like busy areas, I suppose. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add some cute words to these. And maybe paint some stuff on the edges, but they're pretty much done. Or I could find things in them, make characters out of them. Let's like this one. This could be a face right there. That could already be a face, and somebody might recognize some of the stuff. Like somebody might have done some of these marks. So these are more vague. Some of the ones that are here are like, some of them are totally like ready. They're like still finished. Like, okay, like that one's fucking sick. That's fucking sick, isn't it? Yeah. I almost. This one with the holding the baby. That's like a fetus right there. So that's the thing. I was gonna bring these. I thought it would have been kind of cool to bring them to Sterling or like to any festival. Cause I was gonna go to Strange Creek, and then just work on them there, But I think this is more. This is meant for New York City. I feel these panels. That's like they were kind of born up in the sticks, kind of born in the sticks, and now they come to the city, just like people do. People are like, I'm going to the city for success. Yeah, la la la, So, but I'm just here as a conduit for the pieces. They're gonna succeed. I'm just gonna be the witness. Okay. So yeah. I'm just in the background. I'm just the carrier, carrier. So, on that note, cheers, bless up, and yeah. I look forward to making more videos. I've been away for a while, downloading, processing the ether, I think, and kind of moving and being slow, doing the weird slave drive stuff with going to work, under corporate ideas and stuff, and it doesn't feel good in my spirit. Also, it hurts my vehicles. It's never enough, and it's always a tease. The job's coming back, but it's like 2 weeks of work. Fuck out of here with that shit. I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'd rather just have 2 weeks of resting, and eating crumbs versus risking and then taking out loans just to get to work. And then what? That's it? Fuck out of here with that shit. Seriously. If you're gonna call me with a job, it's 6 months minimum. Thank you.